Paul Watson tells me that his big breaking article has gone up on Infowars.com. I am unable to see it with the system on my computer. But as soon as it goes up, we will cover it for you. In fact, it has now gone up. The article is SpyGrid, can now record your conversation in real time. We're going to change that headline because I worked on this story last week and over the weekend and today, but I had not come up with a headline. Hidden in plain sight, the next level of NSA snooping will detect dissidents via ubiquitous audio sensors. Yeah, I think the headline, we're going to need to change that on this article to national feds deploy national grids of microphones, or feds deploy microphones nationwide in public, or feds deploy national grid of microphones, because that's what it is. And they're just now starting to admit it. This has been going on for a long time, but now we know the types of systems that they have and more. Now, again, you're probably saying, well, wait a minute. We saw your article on DrudgeReport.com this weekend about the IntelliStreet's microphones. Yes, but it's the computers, it's your phones, it's everything, and it's all Homeland Security funded. And the key is they're using voice print recognition to track you as you go, and they're much more invasive than cameras that just aim in general areas. They can listen in omnidirectional systems. They can pick things up off the vibration, off windows. With these computer systems, it's very, 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 very sophisticated. And this is way beyond the NSA listening to your phone calls. And this is way beyond, and it ties into everything. Watson, are you there? Okay. Say hi to everybody on the radio.
Hello.
Anyways, good job on the article. I know you had trouble because there's so much documentation. But just, and then tomorrow we're going to have a part 2 about what the next level of the grid is. But good job. So we'll get that headline changed because, again, they just intend to roll all this out where nobody notices it, nobody gets upset about it. And then, 5 years ago, we're not listening to you without warrants. Now we are. We've got the DEA admittedly going through the NSA databases, and you've got all that in there, correct? All right, good job, Watson. All right, I'll talk to you during the break. Thank you. Okay, and again, ladies and gentlemen, it's not just it's not just the street lights that we have that this is going on with. It is a system where they can now, just like in the Batman movie, the one before last. What was the second one in the latest installment of The Dark Knight? Where, to only save the city, they use the cell phone function for a sonar system where they can use the wireless internet, the wireless frequency from the phone to pick up the voice resonance and the sonar face resonance and actually use it to see you. Well, that's 20-year-old technology. That's what the Kinect Microsoft does, is it even looks through your walls to see when you're home. The wireless can literally see you. Using the wireless, almost like sonar or radar, bouncing back, but a lot clearer. So it's actually not just listening to you or face scanning you in the room. It's now looking through your walls. Well, they're deploying that on the streets. They're deploying microphones. And then they're jacking in with the NSA into the cell phones, into the cameras, into the smart appliances. And they have the smart meters pulsing every 25 seconds worldwide. It's the same standardized system, tracking all the data, getting the latest data. And the engineers we've talked to say that it appears to be an actual almost X-ray system where it isn't X-rays, but it's microwave rays that bounce back. They're able to read off sensors at a central system then what's in your house. So they're creating a composite.
I'm Darren McBreen, and these are some of the new items that are available now at InfoWarsShop.com.
Alert the public to Obama's blatant abuse of power with the new Obama t-shirt. Obama's Joker face on the front and come and take it on the back. It's time to publicly call him out for what he is, a tyrant. Defend the Second Amendment with our top seller Come and Take It t-shirts. And look at that, women's cut tank tops and t-shirts now available. Nice hat. Plus the Don't Tread on Me flag. And now you can become a micro distributor of the InfoWars magazine. Plus, get your own copy delivered right to your door each and every month. And if you're tired like I am of you and your family being exposed to polluted drinking water, get the Pro One high-performance water filter. It gets rid of all pathogenic bacteria, cyst, fluoride, heavy metals, and numerous other contaminants.
So join the revolution at InfoWarsShop.com.
So I called Watson up last week, who does a lot of the writing based on ideas and angles I want to go with. Most of the time, he basically scans through news or breaking info and does his own stuff. But basically, we collaboratively write articles together. And I said, listen, I remember back in 1998 when they put up gunshot detectors in Austin, Texas. I was approached, as I was many times, at a remote I was doing. I forget if it was a car dealership or a rodeo or a golf course, I don't remember, by a fellow who was an engineer. And he said, look, these are really microphones. They're not gunshot detectors, and the feds are putting these in nationwide. And he even gave me some blueprints and schematics. And he said, here's the company. Go online. They have audio promos showing people talking and then how it can be recorded and how they can even run it through IBM databases off of these other consortium databases of your voice print, and how they're going to track people in real time via an NSA system. And all he knew was it was being piped back through the telecoms to offices in the local telecom that went to the NSA. And I'm on record breaking that down, and now we know that's how it works. And then as I had that whistleblower and other whistleblowers on, or they brought me info, I got more and more and more. Here's an example. They have street lights put up in Austin, Texas that, quote, monitor whether they're working or not with LEDs, and they're hooked up into the cable system. And through that cable system, some of the lights have microphones in them. And I confirmed that from a city inspector. And I am yet, and I do intend to do this, I'm just going to be honest, I'm going to get a cherry picker. I know a location where I can get to one pretty easy without too many eyes, and I'm going to rip it open and show everybody. So, I mean, because it's one thing if I tell you or play you a newscast where they admit these things have microphones. It's another thing when I rip the thing open on video. So I've got to get the cherry picker. I got to go over to this spot, and I've got to get up there and do it. It's by my parents' house. And my dad went out and questioned the guy and said, my son says that's hooked into the cable system, and you can listen to people. And he said, yep, that's true. But he goes, I'm not supposed to look inside these when I install them, but we know some of them have microphones. And my dad said to the installer, you're kidding. This is like on the edge of his property. My dad's on a bigger piece of property with neighborhoods all around it. And he's on the edge of a neighborhood, so there's one right there by his house. So I can get a cherry picker in there, and I'm gonna tear that sucker open. But the point is, I mean, I'm not going to hurt it, the precious government spy bot. I won't do what Han Solo did to the Imperial probe droid. But the point is that I'm going to go up there and show everybody. And I've been told right where the microphone is. So, but the point is, I've got the documents. I know it's there. I've got newscasts admitting it. But this is in 1998. I was approached about this, and I was told these are not gunshot detectors. So I had Watson go look it up, because I went and found that company at the time, played it on the radio in 98, them bragging that, you know, you can use this to listen to people and via the gunshot detector. So, see, that's how they do it. Oh, these cameras aren't to watch you 20 years ago. They're for traffic monitoring, which duly they were. Okay? And then they went on and said, oh, by the way, we are watching you now. And then now it's, oh, these are gunshot detectors. Well, Watson was able to find government documents and even footnotes in the New York Times admitting that they're listening to everyone and using them. Just like I told you from my DEA source, that for 30 years they go through all the NSA data plus, but they can't use it in court, so they create fake investigations. The New York Times reported last week, now they just use warrantless stuff from the NSA in the drug cases and others. So, but now it's going to be spanking your kids. They're coming. You understand? Microphones are everywhere, folks. Are we choosing our own destiny, or has it been pre-selected for us?
As we've moved through history, every great leader has had to understand the potential of information.
Billions of dollars have been spent privately and publicly looking at how to tap into your psyche.
From compulsory state education to the Hollywood media brainwashing machine, we are kept in perpetual bondage to the ideas that shape our actions.
When somebody obscures that feedback loop between you observing and testing it out and verifying it, they can take total control of your awareness.
All of this is happening so fast, you need to be ahead of the game.
How to engineer the opinion of the American people so that they would not only endorse but demand a war.
Oh, there's another one. Another plane just hit.
State of Mind, because there's a war on for your mind. Get your copy of State of Mind, the movie, at Infowars.com. And remember, every order at InfoWarsStore.com receives a free Citizen Rulebook. All right, Paul Watson has his article up on Infowars.com. It's in red. Feds deploy national spy system of microphones to record conversations. And again, it is in your Scientific Atlantic cable boxes and all the other major ones. Google is watching and listening to you over your computers on record. They have press releases out, so that's not even hidden. But the street lights and fake transformers have hidden cameras, hidden microphones in them, and you can go look this up. This is actually in hundreds of documents. The point is it's rolling out everywhere, and everyone's freaking out about a little bit of NSA spying. But this is going on, ladies and gentlemen, across the board, and I want to explain to you with voice recognition software to then create a record where it hears who you are, database, clicks, and then creates a map of where you've gone. You say, well, what do I have to hide? Imagine if Hitler had technology like this, or if the communist Soviets would have had it. We have a bad group who didn't ask us and illegally deployed this. And if you can rape someone of their privacy, you can take all the rest of their liberties. That is a quantum level building block of everything. Here's an example. You try to go aim a conal microphone, long-range microphone system at the White House. I will guarantee you, if you pulled up with one of those and aimed it at the White House, they would arrest you and claim you were trying to violate national security. Oh, why? Why do you get privacy? Oh, because bad people could do bad things if they knew your privacy. Why do you lock your doors? Why do you close your blinds at night? Because you don't want thieves that come up looking in your house to know where you're at or where you're doing to have the advantage. And you don't do this because you're living in fear. You do it because you're living in... Why does your dog bark when they hear a noise? Because they know to look out. Their instincts have brought them this far. You close your blinds at night so you have privacy. Why does my bathroom have a door on the toilet stall? For privacy. See, that's an extremist thing. My toilet should be on my roof with a floodlight over it just to prove I'm not doing bad things. And there should be toilet safety police up on the roof who are, I'm not going to say it, up there making sure that bin Laden isn't hiding in the toilet bowl. I mean, this is all a total takeover of society. And I'm going to say something really bad. Oh, God help me. Oh, almost ran somebody off the road this morning. I haven't had a wreck in like 15 years. And then this weekend, some bicyclist, and I had people in the car with me, it was totally wrong, pulled out in front of me, and I bumped him. And then today, I was getting over, and this car was speeding a little bit, but I didn't see it, almost hit it. And they did run off the road. I pulled over to check on them, and they were all right. And they were listeners, both of them, so everything was fine. But, I mean, it's weird how when it rains, it pours. Haven't had a wreck in 15 years, knock on wood. Well, that's not true. There was the case 10 years ago with a tornado blowing us off the road. But a wreck that was my fault in 15 years. So I guess it's been 10 years since I had an accident. And I've had two. Well, one, it was last Thursday, actually. I said this weekend. It was last Thursday. And then there was this one today, but that wasn't really an accident. I don't know why I'm saying that, but the point is that I'm just glad that I didn't have a wreck. That was one reason I was laughing, is I'm very happy that I didn't run into this guy. All right, we'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen, on the other side of this quick break. I am your host, Alex Jones. The websites are Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.tv. The feds and the foreign banks that run them are walking all over our privacy. I had tried everything. I'd cut back the amount of food I was eating. I was lifting weights and jogging, but nothing was working. My body was literally starving for minerals and trace elements as well as key vitamins. And as soon as I had that, I immediately could eat half of what I was eating previously and be satisfied. Now, there are hundreds of great products at InfoWarsTeam.com, but I want to point out the three that have helped me lose 37 pounds in just 2 months. Products like Beyond Tangy Tangerine, Pollen Burst, and Rebound. When I started taking the Tangy Tangerine and other products every day, I lost more than 37 pounds in just 2 months. Now that's results. I want to challenge my listeners to go to InfoWarsTeam.com and to order just 3 of their products, and you will see the changes in the way you look, feel, and in your appetite almost immediately. Start your journey to health and wellness today. InfoWarsTeam.com. And here's CBS News right now reporting Oregon Healthcare Exchange has yet to enroll a single person. But later we're going to play the video of establishment political wonk, DNC boss, Wasserman Schultz, says Dems will campaign on Obamacare, and I have her quotes here, that it is a distortion to say that people have been kicked off their health care or that the health care exchanges are not working. So there they are, absolutely, completely, and totally denying reality to everyone. And McClatchy is reporting, news service, more than 50 million to be thrown off. It's now close to 10 million that have now officially been thrown off. But all they've got to do is say you're a conspiracy theorist, because that's what they do. If you say, you know, I think the NSA illegally spying on us is illegal. They're not doing that, conspiracy theorist. There were whistleblowers in the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s. I interviewed most of them. But the media would just say, that's a conspiracy theory, and no one would cover it. And then now so much has come out. At first, oh, Snowden's a traitor. We spy on you for your own good. Now they've got to admit what's going on to a certain extent, but they hope you think it's terror-related and for your own good. No, it came out in the Icelandic parliament last week, and RT picked it up, that the British government was using their spy grid as part of the NSA. It's all one big international system to spy on even individuals trying to get their money out of the banks that were trying to take it to bail the banks out, like we saw in Cyprus earlier this year with the bail-in. And then they were using it to economically sabotage not just the government, but individuals. And then, of course, the government ended up doing the right thing, arresting the government ministers that were involved in the foreign banking takeover and refusing to pay the debt that was not theirs. And now we're 3 years later. So the model of defeating these people is what Iceland did. And they stood up against the U.S., British government, European EU systems as well, who were going to bankrupt and loot that country by signing the people on to their system. Now, the story is up on Infowars.com right now. And Paul Watson is there breaking it down. The feds have put up a national grid. The feds have deployed a national spy system of microphones to record conversations. Hidden in plain sight, the next level of NSA snooping will detect dissent via ubiquitous audio sensors. So this is beyond 1984. It is a total criminal plan. And this article by Paul Watson takes the admissions that they're putting up a network of fake streetlights, fake transformers, you name it, that literally listen to you as you walk down the street and record it and then add it to voice prints. I will break this down after our guest leaves us at the start of the next hour. This is a big, breaking, special report. If you want to know how deep the rabbit hole goes, I'm going to be breaking that down. But I want to ask all listeners to get this article. It's up on Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. And to get this article out to everyone you know so they understand that this is an investigative report. Because if we just take it like it's okay, they listen to us on the street, it's learned helplessness. It becomes just accepted. But if we fight back, then it boomerangs back on them and discredits them. So they want to just standardize this and acclimate us to accept it. Now, what else they want to do is use the IRS against real anti-war activists, against land rights activists, against Amish, against pro-life groups, against Tea Party, against anybody who's for liberty or common sense or justice. They don't want you active. They want you to do what you're told as a spectator. That's why the TSA has taken down websites, threatened to sue people, had Facebook censor parodies of them, censored our videos, censored other videos that expose the TSA. Well, the NSA is the same. And a couple months ago, this was first reported by Ben Swann, investigative journalist. It's coming up in about 30 minutes. And then picked up a week and a half ago by Infowars.com when he filed suit. Then picked up by CBS News, and Drudge put it out worldwide to be one of the top stories about a week ago. But free speech T-shirt maker threatened by NSA, DHS, fights back with lawsuit. And he made two clear parodies of the NSA, the U.S. Department of Homeland Stupidity, and another one that said National Security Agency peeping while you're sleeping. The NSA, the only part of government that actually listens. Jay Leno made similar jokes about, well, you know, at least, you know, we do have Big Brother. It's Big Bro. So this is a total surveillance prison grid, totally illegal, light years worse than 1984. And now they tried to threaten and shut down the artist, Dan McCall, who joins us, and he said, no, I'm going to continue, and I'm suing you. And now the publicity, he's selling his T-shirts and items. We're going to make our own variants. We've had TSA ones before, but I'm going to make some NSA ones as well. We should all get in on the act. We're having a $10,000 contest to make videos exposing the NSA and TSA. That new contest is going, a new film contest as well. So we're fully getting behind the First Amendment here because you either stand up and use the enemy's attack as a way to gain ground on them, or you roll over and die.
Now you can watch Alex Jones live at Infowars.com/show.
You'll find links to all of our content there and a free 15-day trial for Prison Planet TV.
You can also browse the network, the InfoWars Nightly News,
and over 60 movies and documentaries all together in one place.
You can watch the Alex Jones radio show live as it happens.
So check it out, Infowars.com/show.